If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
But tell us a little bit about Matthew Hodge. Who are you?
Well, I am the new Sylacauga High School principal, and I've got 29 years coming into education. First way I describe myself is I'm a father of 3 wonderful children, Zachary, Emily, and Gabriel Hodge. My wife, Christina Hodge, and I will be married 30 years come November. So if anybody says anything about me, it's a family man. That's the first thing first. My mother and father, Tom and Kit Hodge, are still with me every day, and we meet regularly for dinner at the table. Coming from Bruton, W.S. Neal, I'm closer to home now where I get to enjoy that family. And then let's not forget my 1-year-old Springer Spaniel, Wrigley.
Yeah, that W.S. Neal, T.R. Miller rivalry, you know a lot about that, don't you?
I do. I had 3 years of beaten by them. W.S. Neal is a strong school, and it gave me an opportunity to build my leadership skills, and I am forever grateful to Escambia County and W.S. Neal High School for allowing me those 3 years there.
Well, let's talk about coming to Sylacauga. Started July the 1st, and, school is going to be here in just a month or so now. Wow.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, Dr. Eller was very gracious in offering me this position and bringing me in. I was fortunate enough to have a very good relationship with my superintendent in Escambia County, Mr. John Knott, where he gave me the ability to take some days to come up here before July 1st. Do some inspections, do some things, check off lists. So July 1st, I wouldn't just be hit in the face. So July 1st really was about the second week of work.
Yeah.
And we're just moving and getting everything through. Mr. Benny Lewis, my assistant principal, has been fantastic in giving me heads up, notice on faculty issues, etc. So we're looking to hire some people. I'm getting another assistant principal next week, hopefully. I'm finishing interviews this Friday for that. And athletic director, science or Spanish teacher, English teacher. We've got things to move, but we're moving.
Matthew Hodge, the new principal at Sylacauga High School, with us for a few more minutes this morning. And you've been in education for a long time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. 22 years in the classroom, 15 of those 22 years as a coach, 15 of those 22 years also as a bus driver, maintenance, grounds crew, etc. I've worn all the hats. I started my administration in 2015 under the tenure of Michael Turner, Pinson Valley High School, assistant principal with him, and then I did 2 years under Dr. Tony Dowdy at Pell City High School. I served as the athletic director and assistant principal there, and then I got the nod at W.S. Neal to take the realms of principal.
Speaking of athletic director, you were appointed yesterday. Did I read that right? Or
interim.
Okay.
I was appointed as interim, and basically the idea, and Dr. Eller and I had this conversation, we want everything in-house if possible.
Sure.
So the athletic director will serve the students of Sylacauga better if he's on campus. So I'm in a search right now looking for that. I've got some very good candidates and some interviews coming up, and hopefully we'll name someone by next Thursday, the 15th.
I want to ask you some people may think, well, it's tough questions, but it's questions that beg to be answered.
This is AP News Minute.
COVID-19, a year that nobody ever wants to see again. We've never seen before. And there's still talk about this COVID and this Delta variant and stuff. We headed back to school in just a few weeks. How are we handling this?
CDC requirements, state rules and regulations, everything that is mandated through the state will come through our school system. Dr. Eller and the board will make those decisions, and whatever they follow, what guidelines they suggest to us, will be what we put in place at the school. Hopefully everything will be what we call normal. The Delta variant is something I've been watching on the news, and hopefully through vaccines, inoculations, and just proper still spacing and care and cleanliness, we can move through this the way we need to.
Yeah. Vaccinations, Alabama second to last to Mississippi in vaccines. How does that apply to students?
That's a parent role. You know, I can always lend a suggestion or advice if asked, but you know, vaccinations is something that's it's a personal issue with most people, and we take it day by day. But parental guidance, I hope, will play a key part with the safety of their children, and then we will give any advice we can. But mandate, no, we can't do that. We know that. Just move forward for what's best for each other.
Is Sylacauga High School, like many other schools in Alabama, a little bit behind because of COVID from last year?
You know, in all the educational readings that I partake in, everyone says we're going to be behind. I truly believe a student is going to rise to the occasion on how the staff of the school, the faculty, the teachers, the administrations provide what they need. I don't ever like saying I'm coming in last in anything. So Sylacauga High School, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to hit the door running. When the kids come in, the expectations will be there. Concern and compassion always. I'm a Maslow versus Bloom guy. If anybody needs to look that up, I'm about the relationship with the kid first before I develop the academics. So if I get kids to believe in what we're providing for them, they're going to rise over any obstacle they have.
Matthew Hodge, the new principal at Sylacauga High School. How will the students recognize you in the hallways?
My size helps me. I stand above most in the hallways, but they'll see me every day. I don't visit my office much. I love my office in regards to it's my home away from home, but the hallways in the classroom is where they'll see me. We'll start utilizing the Facebook page for Sylacauga High School a little bit more than it has been used. I'm very active in social media in regards to promoting student work, promoting athleticism, and promoting the arts, culture, band, show choir. I'm telling you right now, Mr. Tidwell and Mr. Childs, the band and the show choir directors, they're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to do great things in the fine arts department. Coach Carter, our new football coach, he and I met for about an hour yesterday. We've got great things planned for the football season. I am bringing wrestling to Sylacauga, not this year, but next year. So we will add another sport to our list of things and opportunities for kids to do. So how will they recognize me? Just look for the big bald guy in the hallway that's loud and embracive. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I'm going to have kids shaking my hand, asking me who my name is and what their name is, and hopefully within December I'll have all 600 and something kids in my head.
What about masking this school year?
Masking, again, is going to be an ordinance, followed whatever our board sees to deem fit for the school. That's going to be a state regulation, CDC regulation. I have not sat down and had those talks yet. I would assume, and I hate to ever do that it's going to be a choice, but we'll find all of that out before the school starts.
What are some things that you've seen, I mean, it's early on in your tenure, but some things that you'd like to expound on early in 2021 school year?
Sylacauga, from everyone I talked to in the town, you know, I got a week before I came in, and I went to some of the restaurants and just asked people about the city. I'm thinking about moving here was the question, etc. Just to hear the history. Sylacauga has a wonderful history in the school systems from their 20s up. I just want to add to the tradition. I want to add to the already great history. I want to move forward with the fine traditions we have, but I want to bring a little bit of extra. And the extra is I want to excel in all areas. And when I say that, I want our academics to be top of the line, from our ACT scores, from our attendance to our grad rates. I want to look at this school where people say, okay, give me a model school. Everybody in Alabama will say, okay, that's Mountain Brook, that's Vestavia. No, it's going to be Sylacauga. We're going to build a program to think we're a 7A mentality in a 5A school system. I want our athletics high, I want our fine arts high, and the academics have to stand above those. So where are we going to go? Forward. We're going to go forward and up. The minute you start to go on a downhill slide, it's easy. I want to breathe heavy. I want the boots to be dirty. I want to get in and work.
Discipline.
We will have it.
I don't even think I have to go there, but
we will have it. The son of a 30-year Marine, I was brought up in a very disciplined household, loving household, but expectations are high. My expectations for the students are as high as what my expectations are for my children. We are going to demand they be productive citizens. So when they cross that stage and get their diploma, they can be ready for college, they can be ready for career, they can be ready for community, the 3 C's that we stand for here at Sylacauga. But they're going to be good people. So discipline will be part of that every day.
I don't know exactly if you know, I certainly don't, the number of students we're anticipating on the campus this fall at Sylacauga High School.
Full campus.
Okay.
Full campus. 660 approximately.
And it's so much different than last year. And I'm sure it's going to take a little time to tweak things a little bit because we've been out of kilter for so long.
We have. Social interaction, we're going to have to reintroduce that to students. The days of technology before COVID, people are involved and locked in their devices. We're going to extend our hand. We're going to shake hands. We're going to give eye contact. We're going to tell each other who we are and what our purpose is.
Matthew Hodge, the new principal at Sylacauga High School. Let's talk athletics just a little bit. As the interim athletic director, you had a long history in athletics. What do you expect from our athletic teams here?
First of all, our young men and women that are going to perform as student athletes, and that's a key word, student being first, athlete second, they're going to be required to be able to participate. They're going to have to be eligible. The eligibility is very simple. Their grades are where they're supposed to be, and their attendance is where it's supposed to be, and their behavior is where it's supposed to be. From that, the coaches will build them. The expectations on the field, on the court, in the arena, wherever we are, is going to be high. We will represent our school proud, and we will do everything we can to achieve a victory, but the victory is not the goal. It's bettering the young person. Everyone wants to win, by goodness. You show me a store where you go and you buy the #1 foam finger. If there's a foam finger that has a #2 on it, nobody's buying that. We're going to, again, from the classroom to the bus to the cafeteria, these young people are going to be ready to face the world, and we're going to compete.
Accessibility is always a key word in anything, but accessibility of Matthew Hodge to the parents and grandparents of the students at Sylacauga High School.
The phone is always an option. You can reach out to me. Emails are not so personable. You lose context with text and writing. The door is always open. I'm usually at the school by 6:30, if not earlier, and I left yesterday around, I think, 7:30. I'm there every day. Approach me. Introduce yourself. I have a kid, like you were telling me. You have a young 6th grader. Just let me know about your child. Let me know your concerns. I hope there's not problems. But if there is, they can be solved. But through communication and conversation. I ask anybody to come to me, come to the school if you have a worry, if you've heard something, instead of the abrasiveness of this is what it is, by goodness. Find out first. I will always talk to somebody and fix a problem if I can. And if I can't do it, I guarantee I know people who can.
And you got to have a staff, surrounding staff that supports you and do their job. And I'm sure that's exactly what you expect.
Well, the expectation of support comes from me giving them the support. My teachers, Sylacauga High School teachers, lunchroom ladies, custodians, across the board, receptionists, secretaries, they will have my 100% devotion to them. I will give them every opportunity to succeed. Now, if the opportunity is given and they're not received well or they don't take them, well, then we might have to discuss other options. But my support to them will be overbearing. I will give them 100.
I'm not going into those other options right here. Before we go this morning, and welcome to our community. We look forward to working with you, and I know our viewership is excited about you being here. But before we go, you were in Bruton, and I want you to tell the people about that train track that goes through there.
It is awful. You don't cross over it, you drive past or beside it. So there's several lights that you sit where the train will go by. And I'm telling you right now, at a stoplight, I have jammed my brake on many times thinking my car was rolling because of the train. And it is a constant. That thing moves 24/7.
It's a lot like Sylacauga. You got B.B. Comer across the tracks. You got Sylacauga right here. And it's just a little larger area than Brewton, but a lot of similarities there. And Matthew Hodge, thank you for coming this morning, and much success. And I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Man, anytime. I appreciate the opportunity.
Now, I don't know with things changing if we're supposed to hand bump, we're supposed to shake hands or elbow.
You tell me what you want and I'll follow.
That'll work. Boom. Matthew Hodge, our guest this morning, the new principal of Sylacauga High School. More Daybreak right after this.